Yeah. Hey, welcome back. Another edition of Rod's Projects. New toy, new projects. Well, I'd like to introduce you to my new 2017 F150 super truck. This is one bad truck. And I gotta tell you, I'm going to be spending a lot of money in this thing over the next couple of years. One of the things I just bought is a hardcover headliner. And I'm going to show you folks today how to take care of that and install one in case you have a truck like this. So come along, watch what happens. We'll learn a few things together. Thanks for stopping in. Okay. All right. Well, just first thing you want to do is always make sure you have what's supposed to be in the box. It does come with an item list, and I checked everything out. We've got all the clamps, additional thumb clamps, some drain tubes, a couple bolts for hardware, and a foam sticky tape which goes along the front bulkhead of the truck bed. I figured before I put that on there, I'll give it a nice wipe with acetone, clean up so it sticks better. This way I don't have to worry about it coming off. If you look in the box here, we got a nice bifold hardcover made out of aluminum. Nice and strong. This way I don't have to worry about anybody cutting through it if I keep some valuables back there. I'll give the truck a nice sleek look too. I'm excited. This should look really good once it gets on there. It doesn't look like it's going to take a lot of time. So we're going to hop over here in the truck and see what we can do. Alright, before I climb in this truck and destroy my knees on the bed liner, I put the cardboard up there to make it a little bit easier on me. And I'm sure everybody else can help with this once I get in here. Alrighty. Alright, so feels good. Not killing me. Alright, so this guy has a left and a right rail. A drain tube, which goes towards the bed of the truck. And if you look inside, it says clamp, clamp, and clamp. And respectively, each side will get 3 clamps, and that's where you clamp them so it doesn't crush the tube, the rail I should say. They want you to position these about an 1/8 inch above the bed liner. And as you can see, little rubber seal here will keep that nice and taut. So, that looks pretty good. And we're going to take our clamps and start with the center one and work out. Okay, so how these clamps work, they lock inside this channel, this piece, okay, and then on the back side where the bed liner rib comes down, I don't know if you can put your camera up in there, you can see where I'm going to go with this. But this fits up in here. Can you see that? Yeah. Okay. So the combination of this clamp being in here and this along the back side, just up a little more, is what gives you the clamping action to hold it in place. Make sure where it says clamp. Get down here. Can I get in there? Yep, gotta move this. Alright, now we position the clamp properly. I'm just gonna clamp her down, tighten it up. You don't have to go crazy, just snug it. Now I want to make sure that it still has that 1/8 inch, pretty much a ridge going back and forth, and it's a little low here. Loosen it up, bring it up just a tad, tighten it back up. Okay, so we have our 3 clamps in place. Attach them to the base underneath the lip. Secure them tightly with a ratchet. Make sure they're nice and firm. Don't over tighten them. Do not want to break them. Check to make sure we have the ridge going down. It's about 1/8 of an inch higher than the bed rail. And it's secure. That's not going anywhere. We're going to go to the other side and mount that, and I'll get back with you. Okay, so we're putting the left side on here, and lucky for me, I don't have to really move anything. It fits in the right places. But if in the event, say one of these rails was in the way, these rubber blocks can be pushed, so this way you can move your clamp and secure it. So these are sliders. If you need to, you can move those out of the way to accommodate where it's clear. But luckily for me, everything lined right up without any issue. Check to see, make sure I get that 1/8 inch gap looking pretty good. And I'm going to crank down to the center here. and the back. Alright, so they want me to apply this foam strip to the front rail of the bed, and I'm sure it's got all types of wax on it, so I'm going to hit with some acetone to clean it up so it sticks better. This works wonders at removing anything waxes. We get a nice clean surface, and that way the tape will adhere better. Okay, so after cleaning it up, I'm attaching this foam seal along the edge of the bed liner front rail. But rather than do it piece by piece, the best way to get a nice straight piece of tape is hold it like you would do pinstriping, bring the edge you want, then gently come back. So it gives you a nice straight seal. You don't look like you were drunk driving down the road when you did it. Okay? Now I'm going to trim this off on the edge over here. I ran it up to the edge here of the bulkhead. That should be it. Give us a little seal to prevent some water and dirt from coming in here. Alright, so now we got tape installed. I'm just cutting to length so it's hanging right over the edge there. Nice and firm. Good. And later on, I'll probably even to put some black caulk in here, some silicone, maybe to seal this off too. Make it a little more watertight. Just because I've got ADD. Okay. And now that we have both of our side rails and the rubber on the front bed rail, we're going to attempt to install the actual cover. Now there's two, I call them carriage bolts. They're going to slide into this area here and just move them towards the center. These are what are going to secure the front bulkhead, or I should say the front flap, to the front of the bed when it's all completed. You notice I put the other one down there too. Okay. Now at this point we need to place this up against the front of the bed. Make some adjustments. Alright, so we're positioning the top of the bed liner in place, but Houston, we have a problem. Not enough clearance. So I'm going to take it out and just slide it. Give me just a second. I'll be back. Minor setback. I just had to open it up completely. Rather than move the truck. Easier to do this way. And the slide bolts just fall out there. All the fun you can have. So I'm going to slide this guy. Close enough like that. Set it in place. Alright, just checking to see how it's going to look. It obviously makes the truck. I mean, that thing's beautiful on there. That satin finish goes real well with the shiny black. And up here I'm just inspecting my seal. The seal's going to fall nice in place. As you see these bolts here, there's going to be clamps that'll clamp this down. So where this lies, the seal's going to be right under there. And I'll tighten that down so it's secure. Get a nice tight air and water seal. Then these guys here are actually just air seals, and any water that comes in gets caught in the channel and runs to the front. That looks nice. I like that. We have the cover in place. It's lined up on both sides equally. Nice thing is I'm just gauging this little rail on each side, so we know it's centered. Okay. Then making sure it comes to the back of the rail here. Push it a little tighter. This lines up. Okay, now what we're going to do is you pull the release cord, lift the actual cover up, close the tailgate. It should fall in place. Clears the gate. And down. If I drop it, that should be it. See that I'm going to want to adjust this a little bit here. This is just a little too high for me. And I'll try to drop that down so I get a tighter seal on the tailgate. Maybe over here. See if I can drop it down to get a little tighter seal. When I'm done though, if this isn't coming down, I'm going to heat this up with my heat gun. Apply heat to the rubber so it'll bend down. give me a nicer look rather than have to stick it up like that. But let's see if I can make an adjustment on that first. Okay, I just made an adjustment on the back of the rail. It was sitting up a little bit too high. So went inside, loosened the clamps on both sides, pushed it down as far as I can get it. All right. And what that did is, as you'll see when I put this gate back up, gives me a much cleaner look. See how much lower it is now? See that? So over here looks like it just needs to be a minor adjustment, I guess. Try to bring this one down some more. Yeah, I'll bring this one down to bring it down like this. Let me readjust that. Okay, now we have the covers completely centered, lined up with the tailgate. We need to secure the front flap. This little bracket, if you want to come around, you can see where it's going to go. In the front of the bed, it sits right here. Actually, it's like this. And it'll secure you in those bolts that we put in earlier, those carriage bolts in those tracks. So I'm going to climb up inside there and install these guys to secure that down. Okay, so once we have it assembled, it has a nice little prop rod that falls in place. Little retainer clip. You drop this here, locks that place, bring this back, and locks it in place. This thing's very strong. I mean, I'm sure I could bend it, but it's going to take a lot of wear and tear. I don't have to worry about snow crushing it, that's for sure. Nice airtight seal. I'm very happy. These will all settle down as it gets older. I'll tell you what, one good product, highly recommend it. Any questions or comments, please feel free. And I found myself a new man cave. Until next time, take care.